friend and master, Bhandra insomnia case, Bala Patil Nevaskar. This chapter also continues the subject of the importance of the Udi. It also gives two cases in which Baba was tested and not found wanting. These cases will be taken up first. Preliminary. In spiritual matters or endeavors, sectarianism is the greatest bar to our progress. Those who believe the God is without form are heard saying that to believe the God is with the form is an illusion and that the saints are only human beings. Then why should they bend their heads before them and offer dakshina? Persons belonging to other sectors will also raise their objections and say, why should they bow and offer allegiance to other saints, leaving their Sadgurus? Similar objections regarding Sai Baba were heard before and are heard even now. Some said that when they went to Shirdi, Baba asked for dakshina from them. Is it good that saints should collect money in this fashion? If they do so, where is their sainthood? But there are so many instances where men went to Shirdi to scroff, but remained there to pray. Two such instances are given below. Let us go to the story of Kaka Mahajani's friend. A friend of Kaka Mahajani was a worshipper of God without form and was averse to idolatry. Out of curiosity, he agreed to go to Shirdi with Kaka Mahajani on two conditions. That is, number one, that he should neither bow to Baba, number two, nor pay him any dakshina. Kaka agreed to these conditions and they both left to Bombay on a Saturday night and reached Shirdi in the next morning. As soon as they put their feet on the steps of masjid, Baba, looking at the friend from a little distance, addressed him with the sweet words as follows. Oh, welcome, sir. The tone uttered these words was very peculiar one. It exactly resembled the tone of its friend's father. It reminded him of his departed father and sent a thrill of joy through his body. What an enchanting power the tone had. Being surprised, the friend said, this is no doubt the voice of my father. Then he at once up and, forgetting his resolution, placed his head before Baba's feet. Then Baba asked for dakshina twice, once in the morning and again at noon at the time of taking leave. But he asked it from Kaka only and not from the friend. The latter whispered to Kaka, Baba asked for dakshina from you twice. Am I with you? Why does he omit me? You ask Baba himself, was Kaka's reply. Baba asked Kaka why the friend was whispering. Then the friend asked Baba himself why he should pay any dakshina. Baba replied, you had no mind to pay, so you were not asked. But if you want to pay now, you may. Then the friend paid rupees 17 as dakshina, the same amount that Kaka paid. Baba then addressed him a few words of advice. You do away, destroy the Tili's wall, that is sense of difference between us, so that we can see and meet each other's face to face. Then Baba allowed them to depart. Though the weather was cloudy and threatening, Baba assured them of safe journey and both of them reached Bombay safely. When he reached home and opened the windows of the house, he found two sparrows fallen dead on the ground and one just flying out through a window. He thought that if he had left the windows open, two sparrows would have been saved, but thought again that had they met their lot and the Baba had sent him back soon just to save the third sparrow. Let us go to Kaka Majini's master story. Kaka was the manager in the firm of Thakur's Dharmase Jetabai, a solicitor of Bombay. Both the master and the manager were on the intimate terms. Mr. Thakur knew that Kaka was often going to Shirdi, staying there for some days and returning when Baba permitted him. Out of curiosity and just to test Baba, Mr. Thakur decided to go to Shirdi and Kaka during Shimka holidays. As Kaka's return was uncertain, he took another man with him as an associate. The three started together and Kaka bought 2 seeds of raisins, that is dried grapes and seed, on the way for presentation to Baba. They reached Shirdi in due time and went to Masjid for darshan. Then Baba Sahib Tharkar was there. Mr. Tharkar asked him why he came there. For darshan, Tharkar replied. Mr. Thakur asked if miracles took place there. Tharkar replied that to see miracles was not his attitude, but the earnest intentions of the Bhaktas were satisfied there. Then Kaka prostrated himself before Baba and offered the raisins to him. Baba ordered them to distribute. Mr. Thakur got a few of them. He did not like the raisins and he was advised by his doctor not to eat them without washing and cleaning them. So he was in a fix. He did not like to eat them nor could reject them. To keep up the formalities, he put them into his mouth but did not know what to do with the seeds. So he could not spit them out on the floor of the masjid, so he pocketed them against his wish. He then said in his mind, if Baba was a saint, how could he be ignorant of his dislike for the reasons, and how could he force them on him? When this thought arose in his mind, Baba again gave them some more raisins. He could not eat them, but held them in his hand. Then Baba asked him to eat up. He obeyed and found, to his surprise, that they were all seedless. He wanted to see miracles, and here was one. He knew that Baba read his thought, and as per his wish, the converted raisins with seeds were into seedless grapes. What a wonderful power! Again, to test further, he asked Arkad, who was sitting by and who also got some raisins. What kind of grapes you got? He replied, the variety with seeds. Mr. Thakur was still more surprised to hear this. Then, to confirm his growing faith, with Thakur thought is in mind that if Baba was a real saint, the raisin should be now given to Kaka first. Reading this thought also, Baba ordered that distribution should be commenced from Kaka. These proofs were sufficient for Thakur. Then Shama introduced Mr. Thakur as the master of Kaka, upon which Baba said, how could he be master? He got a different master altogether. Kaka appreciated his reply. Forgetting his resolve, Thakur saluted Baba and returned to the Vada. After the noon arati was over, they all went to masjid for taking Baba's leave for the departure. The Shama spoke for them. Baba then spoke as follows. There was a fickle-minded gentleman. He had health and wealth and was free from physical and mental afflictions, but he took on him needless anxieties and burdens and wandered hither and thither, thus losing peace of mind. Sometimes he dropped the burdens, at the other times carried them again. His mind knew no steadiness. Seeing his state, I took pity on him and said, now please keep your faith on any one place at point you like. Why roam like this? Stick quietly to one place. Thakur at once came to know that that was an exact description of himself. He wished that Kaka should also return with him, but no one expected that Kaka would allow to leave Shirdi so soon. Baba read also this thought to his and permitted Kaka to return with this master. Thakur got one more proof of Baba's capacity to read another's mind. Then Baba asked Kaka for rupees 15 as dakshina and received it. To Kaka he said, if I take 1 rupee as dakshina from anybody, I have to return it tenfolded to him. I never take anything gratis. I never ask anyone indiscriminately. I only ask and take it from whom the fakir, that is Guru, may point out. If anyone is indebted formally to the fakir, money is received from him. The donor gives, that is, sow of his seeds, only to reap a rich harvest in future. Wealth should be the means to work out dharma. If it is used for personal enjoyment, it is wasted. Unless you have given it before, you do not get it now. So the best way to receive is to give. Excuse. The giving of dakshina advances vairagya, that is non-attachment, and thereby bhakti and jnana. Give one and receive tenfold. On hearing these words, Mr. Thakur himself gave rupees 15 in Baba's hands, forgetting his resolve not to do so. He thought he did well in coming to Shirdi, as all his doubts were resolved and he learned so much. Baba's skill in handling such cases was unique. Though he did all those things, he was totally non-attached to them. Whether anybody saluted him or not, or whether anybody gave him dakshina or not, it was the same to him. None he disrespected. He felt no pleasure because he was worshipped and no pain because he was disregarded. He transcended the pairs of opposites, that is, via pleasure and pain, etc. Let us go to insomnia case. A Kayastha Prabhu gentleman of Bhadra suffered from insomnia for long. As soon as he laid himself down as for sleep, his departed father appeared to him in his dream and abused and scolded him severely. This broke his sleep and made him restless the whole night. Every night this went on and the man did not know what to do. One day he consulted a devotee of Baba in this respect. He recommended the udi as the only infallible remedy that he knew. He gave him some udi and asked him to apply a little of it in his forehead before going to bed and keep the udi packet under the pillow. He tried this remedy and found this to great surprise and joy that he got sound sleep and there was no disturbance of any kind. He continued the remedy and always remembered Sai. Then he got a picture of Sai Baba which he hung on the wall near his pillow and started worshipping it daily, and on Thursdays offered Granland, Naivedya, etc. Then he got well and forgot altogether his past trouble. Let us go to Balaji Patil, Nevaskar story. This man was a great devotee of Baba. He rendered most excellent and disinterested service. Every day he swept and kept clean all the passages and streets in Shirdi through which Baba passed his daily routine. This work was after him equally well done by another female devotee named Radha Krishnamai, and after her by Abdullah. When Babaji, when Balaji replaced when Balaji reaped his corn every year, he brought the whole quantity and presented it to Baba. He returned it with what Baba gave him and maintained himself and his family with it. This course was followed by him for many years and after him by his son. Let us now go to the power of efficacy of Udi. Once it happened that Balaji's death anniversary day, a certain number of guests were invited and the dinner was prepared for them. But the dinner time it was found that thrice the number of people invited had turned up. Mrs. Nevaskar was in a fix. She thought that the food would not suffice for the people assembled, and it fell short. The honor of the family would be at stake. Her mother-in-law comforted her by saying, "Don't be afraid, it is not ours but Sai's food. Cover every vessel with cloth, putting some udi in it, and serve it from the same without opening it. Sai will save us ignominy." She said this and she was advised, and it was found to their surprise and joy that not only did the food suffice for all, but plenty of it remained after serving. As one feels intently, so he realizes accordingly, was proved in this case. The last story, Sai appearing as serpent. Once Raghu Patil of Shirdi went to Balaji Patil at Nevis. That evening he found that the serpent entered the cowshed hissing. All the castle were afraid and began to move. The inmates of the house were frightened, but Balaji thought that it was Sai who appeared in his house as a serpent. Without being afraid in the least, he brought a cup of milk and placing it before the serpent said, "Baba, why do you make noise? Do you want to frighten us? Take this cup of milk and drink it with calm mind." Saying this, he sat close by, unperturbed. The other members were frightened and did not know what to do. In a short time, the serpent disappeared. Nobody knew where it went. It was not found, though a search was made in the cowshed. Balaji had 2 wives and some children. They sometimes went to Shirdi from Nuais for taking Baba's darshana. Then Baba brought saris and other cloths which were given to them with his blessings. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sri Sai Ram. Meet you with the 36th chapter next week.